Good morning, everyone. Well, Thanksgiving is over, and I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. With that being said, and the holiday being over with, I've got these pumpkins left, so I'm going to can them today. Now, what I did, I brought them in, and I washed them really well, and we are going to cut the tops off, and we are going to gut it, take the seeds out, and no, we're not going to waste the seeds. We are going to bake them. When I get this all cut up, I will be back. Okay, y'all, I have got the first batch of pumpkins cut up, gutted, seeds taken out, and I've got it chopped up. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these in a 375 oven for 1 hour. When that's done, I'll be back. Okay, y'all, the next thing we are doing, we are peeling the pumpkin, and then it'll look like that. And then we're going to cut these into 1-inch cubes, like this. Some can be smaller, it really doesn't matter. When I'm done with that, I will be back. Okay, y'all, now this is our first round of pumpkin all cut up, and we're getting ready to blanch them. Now what blanching means is that when this pot of water comes up to a boil, we're going to dump one of these in the pot, put the lid back on, and boil it. Wait till it comes up to a boil and set a timer for 2 minutes, and then we're going to strain it out. One thing I like to do in my water, my blanching water, is I like to add salt. I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of salt because, and this is the salt I use. I don't like adding the salt to the jars, so I prefer to do it this way. Now we are going to can these in quart jars. I like using quite a bit of pumpkin, and I like using the wide mouth jars. It just fits more in the jar. It fits better in the jar, I should say. So when we get these all filled, they will be pressure canned for 90 minutes. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's go ahead and get these blanched first. Okay, the pumpkin has been blanched for 2 minutes. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take it out, put it in a bowl, and start filling our jars. When I get all the pumpkin out of the hot water, I'll be back. Okay, y'all, we are going to be using both pressure canners today. So let me get these jars filled and I'll be back. Okay, y'all, we are going to fill our jars. We're going to leave about 1 inch of headspace. And I don't pack these too tight. Okay, that's going to be about it. Then we're going to take hot water. Fill it that full. We're going to debubble. See how far that water has went down? We definitely do not want them bubbles in there. Top it off just a hair. And then we want to clean the rim. Make sure there's absolutely nothing on there. Put the lid on, just finger tight, and set it down in the hot water. When I get both these canners filled, I'll be back. All right, y'all. Out of those 2 bowls, we ended up with 7 quarts. Mr. James is over there working on that pumpkin to fill the second canner. I'm going to get this going, and we are going to process this for 90 minutes. Because it's quarts. Now, if it was pints, you would do it for 55 minutes. Okay, y'all, like I said, we are making pumpkin 2 different ways. We are going to freeze some and we are canning some. Now, those are the pumpkins that we baked in the oven for an hour on 375. I brought them out here to cool completely. What we are going to do with that is peel the skin off of it, and then we're going to puree it and put it in the freezer. Okay, y'all. James is working hard getting these all peeled, and I'm going to chop them up. I love that he helps me in the kitchen to can. He does the heavy lifting, I should say. And I sure do appreciate him for helping. Well, y'all, we've got 2 full canners going. And we've got 2 jars, a little bit in there, and probably another canner full here. So when we get all this finished, we will be back to show you the results. Okay, y'all, this is the batch we baked and cooled, and Mr. James is smashing that up for me, because that's one thing I can't do. We've got 2 more batches of the pumpkin going in here. And what we're going to do with this, after we get it smashed up, we're going to use the emulsion blender. And we're going to blend it up very fine. And then we're going to bag it up in quart bags and put it in the freezer. Now over here, we've got the pumpkin seeds. And I must say they are beautiful pumpkin seeds. So what I did was I cleaned them as well as I could, get the guts off of them, and I took about not quite a 1/4 cup of salt, and I salted them very well. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put them on this pan, and we're going to throw them in a 350 oven, I don't know, for about half an hour, and then we'll flip them and see how much more time they need. Oh, there's little guts in there. Got to get that out. All right, guys, when I get that done, I'll be back. Now, here's the first batch we got out. Isn't that just beautiful? It's still bubbling. But we are going to be very happy with all this pumpkin. We can make pumpkin muffins, pumpkin pancakes, pumpkin pie, just anything. Pumpkin bread. That's gonna be good. We'll be back, guys. Okay, y'all, now we got this all pureed up, and look at the consistency of that. It is perfect. Now we're gonna divide this up and put them in quart bags once it cools, and get them put in the freezer. Once that's done, I'll be back. Okay, y'all, we are done. We ended up with 21 quarts of the blanched pumpkin, and we ended up with 5 quarts of the puree pumpkin that's going to go in the freezer. What do you think about all this, Mr. James? That was a lot of work, wasn't it? All right, y'all. If you're not subscribed to Pennington's Garden Life, come on over and subscribe. We're good people. Y'all have a blessed evening.